Welcome everyone back to the channel. I'm over at Fish Eye Lake today. We're gonna hike across the lake, snowshoe across the lake, try to get over that hill to the back lake back there. Don't know what it's called, but there's a lake up there, and that's where I'm gonna head and do an overnight solo in the winter. It's gonna be kind of a survival style. I got like a survival reflective sheet and a bivvy. Give that a try and see if we can have some fun. Hello. I think I might have bit off more than I could chew with this one. I made it across the lake. Pretty easy trek across there, just a heavy bag. But now I gotta navigate through this mess, get back in there. There's a bit of a saddle back here, so I'm thinking about just hopping over this, try to get over the saddle there to the lake on the other side. It's probably the best way to do it, I think. It's gonna be quite the trek. I'll stop every once in a while, film a little bit, because I think it would be too hard, like even just getting off the lake through this part. There's no way I could film and walk through this at the same time. Okay, see you in a bit. Oh, the snow, it's deep. Alright, so I think, I don't know how well this is all in frame, but I think this is going to be the home for tonight. Let a line from said tree to a tree over just out of frame, and have the sheet going back. Big fire right here. There's quite a bit of standing dead in around here. It's just can't get any further than this. The lake's only probably like 300 meters that way. It's deep. Busting trails pretty hard. Getting out will be easy, but getting sweaty already. I don't want to get too hot. First I'm going to clear this whole area out of snow, take off the snowshoes, use them as shovels, dig it down and out, and a nice spot over here. Then I'm going to use pine boughs. There's not a lot of big trees for a lot of good pine boughs. Most of it's dead, everything I could reach. Probably going to sacrifice a bunch of these little trees for a base, then put, you know, smaller boughs on top of that, get me off the ground, so if any snow melts, I stay dry, and then also get off the ground from the cold that's coming up from it. Alright, so let's get shoveling. Alright, start moving some snow. Make sure it's got a shovel here with a snowshoe. There's a lot of snow to move. Snowed a lot this year. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Well, my friend Neil lent me these snowshoes. They're 25-inch ones. I think I'm gonna, when I purchase my own pair, probably go up to like a 30 or something. There's not a lot of float, just a lot of sink. good day for my tripod to break. So if all of a sudden you tilt sideways, it's because that function is now broken. It's kind of balancing there. Yeah, first outdoor video to decide after getting healthy again to make it quite the challenging one. Should have done something like ice fishing or something easy. I like a challenge. I got a lot of snow. I'm just gonna bulk it out mostly, then start getting down to more shrubs, clean out a little bit, and go from there. Well, thanks for guys sticking around, you know. I'm planning on doing more shit like this. Hopefully not as much snow though, but that's the general plan. You know, so the idea of this video is basically just, you know, I did bring a sleeping bag just because I'm a wuss and it's cold. You know, winter is coming, or it is winter. So it's going to be pretty chilly tonight probably. But I also have one of those emergency bivvy sacks, and then an emergency like sheet, reflective sheet. It's like a tarp. It's pretty thick. I'll show you guys that after I get this cleared out and we set it up. So I'm just basically going to make a lean-to out of that reflective tarp, and then have a good fire. And then the fire should radiate back off that tarp and back to me and keep me warm. So I gotta get enough firewood to last through the night, and then, you know, keep it going through the night as I try to sleep as well. Should be interesting. I also brought that the jet boil, so make a couple meals, try them out, see if they're any good. You know, eat some food, hang out, have a fire. It's a general plan, but you know, I gotta get to that point first and get enough firewood to last. You know, we are up north here, so it's just going to be a bunch of bless me, COVID. Yeah, I'm gonna get but yeah, it's just a bunch of pine, really softwood, so it's gonna burn real fast. So I'm gonna need a good chunk of it. Then I'm gonna cut like 5-foot lengths, I think, like a good chunk. So when I'm laying there, I have a long fire radiating the fire in. And then if I have time, maybe build a bit of a firewall to help reflect that heat back towards me as well. So that's the general plan of the vidya. Okay, I'm gonna get back to clearing snow. You know, shout out to people like Joe Robinette. He's a YouTuber, does these kind of videos. He also does a lot of cool like canoe and portaging videos and stuff. I really enjoy his content. You know, of course, Survivor Man himself is an influence for this kind of thing. I've always enjoyed his. And yeah, and I don't claim to be an expert or anything like this. This is all just for my own, you know, for my own self. To be, see if I can do it, you know, beat nature in a sense. Maybe not beat nature, but you know, survive it. No one beats nature. So that's generally why I'm doing this. So, you know, like I said, not an expert. Just watched a lot of movies and read a lot of books. All right, back to the removal. Getting closer. You know, if you were planning on having a big fire, it's pretty warm enough tonight. The bivvy might have been enough, but I want to have a fire. But you know, the more snow you clear, the further you get it away, the less you're going to have melting and pooling, and because it's going to melt and you're going to have big lakes everywhere. So you want your bed and your shelter to be a little bit higher than the fire for that purpose. So anything that melts in the shelter kind of runs out, and anything that melts outside the shelter doesn't run up. Looks pretty good here actually. I'm up a bit, but I'm gonna put like I said, built a nice sized bed up there to get me up off the ground and out any potential water. Right now you're kind of seeing where the shelter is, but I just want to pile more snow back in this area so it doesn't melt towards the fire. The fire will probably be along here behind me. Alright, back to it. Enough jibber jabber. Whew. Oh, that's a nice seat actually. Alright, I got my Agua Boreal 24-inch saw. Haven't got to use this thing too much. I'm kind of happy to get it out. I also got a little Fisker's hatchet, but use this little buck saw first. So I'm just gonna go around and sacrifice little trees, a little bigger than that though, the tops of them, just to help build up this base quicker. Because like I said, there's a lot of trees here, but nothing with really good usable boughs anywhere. Unless I want to like try to hike right into this forest there, way over there, but it's freaking deep. This tripod's gonna be a pain, I tell ya. So much to wait to use this on these little guys. Oh. See how deep it is. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Alright, start delimbing these trees a little bit for where the shelter is actually going to go. Don't want to lose that. So I'm just, don't want to take too much off, don't need a lot because it's probably not going to be no higher than here. Good. Firewood. Alright. So I'm gonna get the cord tied up, but first let's see how big this actually is so I can decide what I'm working with. It's very stiff. A decent size. Good. So I don't want to go too high with it. So we'll probably get me down to that tree basically. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Next, the cord. Let's see what I got in here first. Brought a whole roll of paracord, but I can get away from using that. Using something other cords that I have instead of cutting a new length. Work. Alright. Nice little adjustable knot there. I don't know what any of the knots are called, that's not my jam. But so this survival sheet is made by SOL. You pick it up at the old good old Canadian Tire. For the price of it and the actual size of it, it's very durable. I think it's actually a pretty good purchase, especially if you spend a lot of time in the backcountry or even just have it in the car if something happened. Like, you can use it as a blanket too. Like, it's actually called a survival sheet or thermal sheet or something they called it. Okay, use one of these little pieces I have in here. Make sure you're still recording, because I can't remember if I actually hit the button. That would be a waste of time now, wouldn't it? Toggle. Wish I had a couple more eyelets on it. That would be nice, but there's just to be in the corners. It would be nice to be able to, you know, have another in the middle. But at least it has eyes, eh? Okay, so on the back side, probably make a snow anchor. Pack it in that way. I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, so the camera fell off the stupid tripod because this function here, what tilts it, just busted, so I just rammed a stick right on through there. Now she's stuck pretty good, but lost a lot of functionality, but at least now my camera won't fall off like it just did, because I like it. Okay, my LCD screen on this thing stopped working, so it's going to be a lot harder to actually see if I'm filming in frame or whatnot. It's a lot more work. I still have the viewfinder, so let's try to set shots up and do it the best as I can. That sucks, but who knows. It is what it is, I guess. So snow anchor, first you attach your first end 2-set tarp or whatever you're putting it in. And you find yourself a stick. And it's pretty freaking easy after that. You basically just wrap it around a bunch of times. You can tie it, but you don't really have to. And then however it's going to stretch out till right there. And you just stomp it in. Continue to keep stomping. And voila! Alright, screen started working again. That was weird. Not complaining though. But yeah, you need to basically do the same thing on the other side here. Try not this one to hold. Hands are getting cold, so putting the gloves back on. You know, it's warm out, but it is still winter. When you work up a huge sweat, then stop sweating and cool off. You cool off. So yeah, wrap it around a bunch of times. Hold her taut. I'm gonna have to lift that side up on it just to make this work better down here. But either way, snow anchor. Get some snow. Stomp. More snow. Stomp. 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 And that's not going to go nowhere, and it's going to, as the snow sets, because that's what snow does, it starts setting up getting hard, especially after you move it around. She'll weigh you on there. Thank you. Gordon away. Alright, so this is essentially going to be my home for the night. So yeah, I'm just going to, you know, I'm not too worried about snow, even if it does snow. It's more just trying to stay warm and out of the elements. So that's why got your lean-to here. Pack up the boughs. You know, this side's pretty concealed. This side's kind of open, so I might pile some stuff there, some brush there, just to keep me a little more boxed in. But yeah, just get yourself off the ground. And then, yeah, nice fire right where you guys are standing right now. It'll be nice and toasty in here. Sweet. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, that's the general idea. Maybe a little less snow. But keep building it up. It smells good, but eventually you get yourself a loft and gets you up off the ground. And then, yeah, and it's actually getting there. Slowly building up more. Working up a sweat again. Not too cold. Oh yeah, that's not bad at all. Actually, I don't think I gotta go a lot more. Probably do another run. Build it up a touch more. A little more above my head here. But let's move up this way a touch more. Then I'm gonna get a fire going and warm these suckers up before I get the bed on it. Because they're kind of chilly. But they smell good. Nice. Alright, it's coming along. Then the firewood, that's going to be the hard part. That's the bed. The bed and the shelter done. Even with that baby sack, probably survive nice, just that. Much comfier. Whew. Found a little bit of firewood on my way, grabbing the rest of these tops. Brought them over to some smaller stuff, but that's going to be the next challenge. Get enough firewood so I can have a fire. And then maybe cook some food, kind of getting hungry. Whew. It's exhausting walking through that snow. Oh yeah, I can sleep here good. Cool. Alright, there's a pretty big standing dead right there. That'll be quite a bit of firewood. It's gonna be a lot of work to cut the cunt though. I mean, pardon my language. I'm gonna go cut it. That out of the way. We're in it too though. Wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. Get a lot of firewood out of this one. Find a couple more like that and should be set. All I'm really doing is just bucking up some of that wood that I've gathered. Turn by delimbing some of this stuff to make it easier. I've already cut a couple chunks off it and I figured maybe I'll film it. Because that's the whole idea, is filming. It's annoying working in all this snow though. I've got them a little longer than normal firewood, obviously, just because I want to have a longer fire. Try to keep that heat going. Okay, let's get this started. Okay. It's easier when it was longer. There we go. Starting to get a bit of a pile. Woo! Nowhere near enough. More wood. Alright, we're gonna get these few pieces processed and then eat some grub. It's definitely a start. Let's eat some food.